Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I've had a lot of people asking me questions about what happens after they finish their programs in Portugal for those coming in to study in Portugal, either for masters or bachelor's, PhD, or for a vocational program. So I decided to make some research with those that have successfully come here to study and have remained in Portugal. And that's why I'm here to make this video. Okay, now what's the question? Can you switch from a student permit to a work permit in Portugal? What happens after your program? If you want to know what happens next, do not skip this video to the end. Make sure you watch until the end. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and create awareness while you share the video. Thank you very much. Okay, so the very first thing I'm going to be talking about is that I am not an immigration lawyer. I am not an agent. This is based on my research personally, and I'm here to share that information with you all. Make sure you try to make your personal research and also consult a professional or an immigration lawyer to give you guides on what I'm going to be talking about. Okay, all right, so now let's get right to the topic. Okay, once you arrive Portugal, you have to apply for your residence permit, which allows you legally to study in Portugal after your visa expires. Okay, and nowadays, getting an appointment in Portugal is very difficult at IMA. IMA is the immigration office or immigration body in Portugal, and some of the study visas issued at the embassy from your home country, especially from Nigeria, from the ones and the people that I've asked, okay, they usually have an appointment date for IMA, which is the immigration body in Portugal. They usually give them an appointment date on that visa that's been issued to them, which makes it easier for them to get their appointments for biometrics and go apply for their residence card once they arrive Portugal. So the process might change. Again, you have to be aware that processes changes, laws changes, rules might come in and change. It might be what you hear today, and it might be a different thing next week or next month. Okay, so always try to get more updates on professionals as well. Okay, all right. Now, if there is no appointment date given on your visa, so for those, but majority of those that I've asked have appointment dates on their visas, which made it easier for them to apply for their biometrics. But if in the case of yours, you don't have an appointment date given on your visa, once you arrive Portugal, you have to start calling IMA, okay, because you have limited time to book your appointment before your visa expires. So you have to call IMA to book an appointment for your residence permit before your visa expires. Okay, and another thing you have to do is, it can be frustrating, okay, very frustrating to get appointment these days. You can also try to use an immigration lawyer if possible, but I'm pretty sure you would get, if you don't relent. You just have to keep calling them to make sure you get an appointment for those that wouldn't be given an appointment date on their visas. Okay, all right. Now, so once you've gone for your biometrics to get your residence card, you can check if it states any number of hours to work. Usually some of the residence permit has it stated on the card that you can work for 20 hours. Like I said, in Portugal, students can work for 20 hours. So sometimes 20 hours there's a work way around it, but it's 20 hours. So most times it is stated on the card that you're allowed to work for 20 hours. Okay, now what happens after you've gotten the residence permit? You can now start searching for jobs. So I would advise that the earlier you start searching for jobs, the better for you. So even while you are working, for vocational training students, it depends. It might not be easier for you to work, okay, like I said, but for bachelor's degree, it might not be easy. But whichever way you can, even if it's a part-time job that you're able to get, just start searching for jobs as a student worker while you arrive Portugal, okay? And this will enable you build your taxes and your finances a little bit before you conclude your program. Okay, and it is not easy. Again, you have to when you're in Portugal, you have to learn patience. You have to exercise patience. Okay, all right. Now, by the time you've gotten your residence card, you should also have all your numbers that allows you work. Okay, actually, this one should come first before you start searching for jobs, because most times without your residence card, and these numbers, most employers won't employ you. They ask you if you have these numbers. So what are the numbers I'm talking about? That's your NIF, which is your tax identification number in Portugal, and then your social security number, and then your health number, which is the SNS. Okay, now once you've gotten all these numbers and your residence card, apply for jobs, try to get one, okay, and keep working. Now the next step we're going to be talking about will be what happens after you have concluded your program. Can you switch to a work permit? Yes, you can, but only if you have a work contract. Okay, once you've gotten your certificate or your degree or whatever brought you to Portugal and you've gotten that, now you have to have a work contract or a promised contract. But a work contract is a solid one. In this case, it's a solid one to help easing the process. Okay, now you have to have your work contract. You also have to have an accommodation which has a junta. Okay, accommodation in your name which has a junta. A junta is your house address registration in Portugal. That's what it's called. I'm going to make a video on how to do about that, because everybody needs junta. Even to open a bank account in Portugal, you need junta, which is your house address registration. I'm going to make a video on that soon. And then another thing you also need for this switching process would be funds. Okay, finances to show that you can take care of your living expenses in Portugal. And then police character will be needed as well. Police character from your home country, legalized and authenticated. Okay, I already made a video on how to legalize your documents. Okay, you can check to see that below. Now once you have all these documents, you have to book an appointment again at IMA. So this has to be done properly. If you know you are planning on doing all these things, you have to make sure you plan ahead, know how to get your documents ready before you even start the process, so that the documents won't delay your process. Okay, because you don't want to start this process when your visa or your residence permit already expires. Okay, so you have to start ahead of time to give you enough time to gather all your documents for this process. Okay, and now once you've gotten all the documents, like I said, you have to book appointment at the IMA, and you now get to take all those documents to IMA for them to access it and make their decisions if you qualify for the change to a work permit from a student visa permit. Okay, and they will give you a certain time to wait for the decision to be made, and they let you know the results afterwards. Okay, so you just have to wait and exercise patience. And if you get the positive decision, then you can proceed to pay whatever amount that is required for biometrics, and then wait for the residence card to be issued. If you get a negative decision, then the person has to leave Portugal, unfortunately. But there should always be a reason why there is a decision, either positive or denial. Okay, and once the residence card is issued, it usually might be a 1 year. Okay, first they give you a 1 year residence permit first. So this card allows you to work and live in Portugal legally, which would be renewed afterwards. Okay, so once it expires automatically, there is even an automatic process that allows you renew automatically. Okay, yeah, so I think this is explanatory enough. So this is all I have so far. If I have any updated information regarding this, I would always update you all on this channel, and that's why you have to subscribe on this channel to get updated on recent updates on travel. Okay, please share this video to create awareness, and if you found it helpful, like and subscribe. Once again, thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.